What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Kai, episode 60. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about Robby Keene and Payne from Cobra. And before we get started on that, I would like to bring on my co-host and friend Melissa.
Anzai, how's everybody's weekend? Or how was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's Valentine's Day?
My Valentine's Day went well. I spent it indoors.
Yeah, me too. I also did a half marathon on Sunday. That was pretty awesome.
10 more days until Scream 7. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. February 13th just passed, and they hadn't announced spin-offs, so the spin-offs aren't happening. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wish we would have gotten something on February 14th, but the spin-offs are more than likely going to happen, as Jacob the Chosen One has said, because it's Sony and it's Netflix, and they're banking a lot on the Cobra Kai and its creators. It wouldn't be it would be odd if they didn't. I think they're just waiting. Timing is everything.
Yeah. True. But they are taking way too long, though.
Yeah, agreed. They are. My bet is, though, they're going to probably either do it on everybody was expecting an announcement for it to be the 14th, so maybe they figured that date was too obvious. Yeah, I know I was expecting them to say something, but they could be doing it on another day, like Palivest Vest.
Yeah.
Or the day that the original Karate Kid came out, June 22nd. Or Netflix Tadum. I've seen some of the I've seen some of the Scream movies. I'm not a huge fan of them.
How dare you not?
No. I said I'm not a huge fan of them. I just don't like horror movies.
Boo!
Hey, I
I'm
no,
just messing with you.
tried to get
I'm just
into
messing
them.
with you.
I've tried to get into them, but they give me nightmares, and I just
Oh, I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
I've tried. But yeah, so I still I mean, I agree that I agree they should have announced something in February 14th or 13th, I mean. But the spin-offs are happening whether anyone likes it or not.
Yeah. Oh, Scream is one of my favorite movie franchises.
That's cool.
Mine too.
That's really cool.
Mine too. Wait, hold on.
What's going on?
I just deleted the link I forgot to do.
Oh, okay. I think
Okay.
the first spinoff we're probably gonna get is a prequel of the Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. It wouldn't make sense for them not to do it because they delved so heavily into it in season 6. I gotta say they gotta do it.
Yeah, they have to.
It would be stupid not to. I mean, the only thing that I really hope, and this could be why they're taking so long to announce something, is that I hope that the only thing that I want for them, I mean, the only thing that I want for them is for them to do his character right. That's, I mean, for Mr. Miyagi, they're tempting fate on that one.
Yeah, they are.
That they need to do it right. They need to do it as accurate as possible. They cannot give us what they gave. They cannot do to him what they did to Daniel in Karate Kid and Mr. Han and Karate Kid Legends. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. They better not. They have to do him as accurate as possible. And I'm not saying they have to get him perfect, but they better get him near enough. Near enough. Because they cannot screw up his character. They cannot do anything that screws up his character.
Yeah, I agree. 100% on that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they would do that on purpose, but they better do their research before they just dive. They better do their research on that character before.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that they will. I'm pretty
And
sure
I
that they will.
have to rewatch the Karate Kid movies, then so be it. Rewatch Pat Morita, so be it. Because they need to get him as right as they can. Both not just terms of physicality, but in terms of morality, in terms of how he was portrayed, how he became Mr. Miyagi.
Right. All right. Okay. Robby mentoring Kenny. What do you think about it?
Oh, I thought that was brilliant. Robbie being a mentor, like I thought that that was really set up very nicely. I thought that it was well earned, and I thought you know it's like it really fulfills his role. Like it really shows. Hello. Um, it really gives him. It really adds a layer to that character. You know, like it really gives him. It gives him a purpose.
Kenny or Robbie?
Robbie.
Oh
It
yeah,
gives
yeah.
him a purpose.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I I hear
I
you on
hear
that
you on
one
that one. So
because
that's yeah. Sorry.
go ahead. So,
No, no, no,
I didn't
no,
mean to
no.
cut you off.
You go ahead. I was gonna say that's all I have to say.
All right.
All right.
Um,
Oh,
for me, I think that it was a great idea that Robbie uh, was a
amen.
mentor to Kenny because he was helping out his friend's little brother because he was getting bullied. Uh, th- that part and why he was mentoring Kenny, I full-heartedly respect Robbie for that, and among other things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say that Sean and Robbie were friends, but it's like I'd say they just like respected each other. At least that's what I would say.
Okay,
But
I thought um
um,
because it
because
seems
seems
to
to
me
me,
later on that they were friends.
um, well,
That's what it seemed
I mean, yeah,
to me.
it seemed like that, but for me, I just view them that I just see them more as on better terms. Like they are just like they just like them just respecting each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. Um, what was this?
And truthfully, I think it's because of Kenny that Robbie was able to see the path he was going, the path he was going down, and
Oh yeah,
right
oh
with Dan,
yeah, that. Sorry, go ahead.
not and to make things not just right with Johnny, but with Daniel as well. Because if he had
All right,
walked in
yeah.
on Kenny, because if he hadn't walked in on Kenny beating up Anthony and seeing what Kenny had become, he would have just stayed in Cobra Kai under John Kreese and Terry Silver. They both would have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would bring me to the next topic of discussion.
Yep.
Robbie
Rob
seeing his
is
past
past
self in
and
Kenny
Kenny
in
in
season
season
4 that
that
caused
caused
him
him
to lose
to
God.
God. Yeah, exactly. And listen, we all I know this that kind of gets like underrated. Like Kenny's influence on Robby gets really underrated because when you look at it, when you go back and you rewatch season 4, you realize something. It's not just Robby coming home. Yeah, it's not just Robby embracing Johnny that is the best part. It's not just Robby coming home to Miyagi-Do, to Daniel. That's the best part in season 5. You go back and you watch season 4, you realize that neither one of those things would have happened if it wasn't for Kenny. You realize that it was actually Kenny that threw a wrench and increases plans and to turn Robby into the ultimate Cobra Kai. Because without Kenny, Robby would have become what Quan was in season 6.
Right. I have noticed that.
So
I have noticed.
never underestimate Kenny's role. Never underestimate Kenny's role. He played a very important role where Robby was concerned.
Yeah. He did. And in season 5, Kenny, with help from Silver, he defeated Hawk.
Yeah, I mean,
with the silver bullet.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Kenny had a lot of issues in season 5, but even then, it was because of that gave Robby the push. That gave Robby Kenny became Robby's morality chain. It gave Robby the push to make things, to do the right thing, to make things right.
Yeah.
Seeing how his actions affected Kenny is what drove Robby to do the right thing, to be a better person because of Kenny. And yes, because of Daniel and Johnny. But Robby became a better person, but what played a big role in that is that, yes, it was because of Johnny and Daniel that Robby became especially Daniel, that Robby became a better person, but Robby became a better person for Kenny. And that was the thing. And that was the biggest thing, because for the first time, Robby had something to fight for. He fought for Kenny.
Yeah. And that caused Kenny to hate Robby.
Yes, it did. But it was the drive that Kenny, believe it or not, Kenny had to go down that path.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
He had to go down that path because it's going down that path is what opened his eyes. And to an extent, Sean's eyes, because it gave Sean the put. Because it allowed Sean to once again push Kenny towards Robby.
Yeah, with Sean's help. Yeah.
Yeah. To push Kenny towards Robby.
Oh,
It's like he didn't want Kenny to end up in juvie. Which is
yeah. And I liked the advice that Sean gave Kenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, little bro, what are you doing? All this anger, where has that gotten you? Oh, you're gonna really follow that dude with the ponytail that they carted away in handcuffs? So, like, what is going on? Go back to Robby. Hear him out. I mean, that's another thing though, too, is that, even with the show over, if there's one thing though that I don't like about Kenny's character is that he doesn't acknowledge where his own fault lies. Yeah, Robby got him into Cobra Kai. And Robby acknowledged it was a mistake. And yes, he did leave him for a couple of weeks, but really that was not Robby's fault. I mean, Johnny kind of kidnapped Robby. I mean,
yeah.
In that sense.
If you really think about it,
yeah, and
he kind of did.
Yeah, and the moment he got back, he tried everything in his power to get Kenny out. Right up to straight up into that dojo and getting in Silver's face. But Kenny would not, over and over and over again, Kenny would not hear it. Kenny just put all of his faith in Silver, even when Robby flat out told him to his face that Silver is not to be trusted, that he lied. But Kenny said the only person who lied, Kenny didn't believe him. And it wasn't until that the video was shown of Silver's Silver bribing the ref, so that he got hit with the truth, and that's his own fault.
Yeah.
That's his own fault. I mean, it's like he then again played victim to Sean, saying, and Sean is a little bit guilty of not getting Robby's side of the story. I mean, Robby acknowledged he took more responsibility than need be. That that it was his fault that Kenny got corrupted, which wasn't really entirely true. But he took it. He took the blame. He took responsibility. But my biggest issue with Kenny, just as a character that they never resolved, is that he didn't take any responsibility at all. It's like he didn't admit to where his own fault lied, to just taking Silver's word so blindly and getting so into Cobra Kai, even when Robby got out, even when Robby left and tried to get Kenny out. He never acknowledged that. So I wish I had a scene where he did.
Honestly, I don't think in Kenny's mind that he really had to explain himself.
No, but he should have. But he should have. He shouldn't have let Robby get. He shouldn't have let Robby get all the blame. Take all the blame. He should have admitted. You know what? You tried to warn me. I wouldn't listen, and that's on me, not you. That's all.
Yeah.
We all screw up. We all make mistakes, even if in our own mind in the beginning it's like I didn't do anything. Why am I? But just take some responsibility. Take a cold heart. Take a good look at where at the part at the part you played in this in the acknowledge at the part that you played in the situation. Just say, you know what? This is not all on you. Some of it's on me too. You tried to get me out. You tried to listen. You tried to get me to listen. I wouldn't, and I have to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all basically part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that would have been a mature move of Kenny, you know, to just say, it's not all on you. Some of it's on me too. And I wish they would have had a scene like that. It's not like they would have had to change much.
Right. I don't know. I sent him I sent him a link earlier.
But what do you think, Underground?
Regarding Kenny being being a villain.
I wouldn't even really say villain. I'd say more like, I mean, none of the Cobra Kai kids were really villains. So I wouldn't even like to say that. So I would really just say the arc.
What what do you say Kenny was?
Misguided. Misguided. And I technically would say he was was a victim.
Oh, okay.
Misguided victim in his own right.
Um, from what I saw, um, Kenny uh did play a small role of a villain, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
That's just me.
I'd say more like antagonistic. Like when you go back to the Karate Kid, John Kreese was everybody saw Johnny as the villain, but the real villain was John Kreese. John Kreese was the villain. Johnny was the victim. I mean, even Daniel really acknowledged that.
Yeah, I like um both uh Kenny and Robbie's arcs
Yeah, I did too.
together. Okay. Um. Wait. No. Wait. No. Wait. Uh, Three good moments and three bad moments.
Okay, you want to go first?
Ladies first.
All right. The three good moments. I would say Robbie coming to Kenny's defense. Even when Kenny hated Robbie, he still came to his defense. He still tried to reach out to him. He did yeah, he took him under his wing, and like him training Kenny in Cobra Kai, he took him under his wing. And let's be real here, the only reason Kenny that John Kreese allowed Kenny to join was because of Robbie. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Very true. Very true of that.
And it was because of Kenny that Robbie was able to see the light. He
Oh,
was able to see what
there
he
he
was.
is.
Yep.
There he is.
Hey.
Yo, what's up, Jonathan?
What's up?
We're talking about uh, Robbie and Kenny.
Oh, Robbie and Kenny, okay. Oh yeah, Robbie and Kenny, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
wait, hold on, Jonathan. It was Melissa's uh was just telling us about the three good moments and three bad moments between them.
Yeah. So another good moment is that it is just the impact that Robbie has on Kenny. Like he literally came out. He literally brought out the best in Robbie. Him mentoring Kenny and just becoming the big brother that he, he just become that he needed was truly incredible.
Yeah.
And and okay, so those are my three good moments. Bad moments, I would say Robbie kicking Kenny in the nose, although that was
Ooh,
more
yeah.
of an
I remember
awakening.
that.
That was more of an awakening for both of them, both for Robbie in a good way and Kenny in a bad way. Uh, Bad moments, I would say in season 5 where Kenny just would not hear Robbie out. He kept repeatedly, repeatedly trying to pull Kenny out of Cobra Kai and try to get him to leave, but Kenny refused to listen. He refused to listen, and it's his own fault that it blew up in his face the way that it did. And
Um, it's like my bad.
and I'm not saying that Robbie isn't doesn't bear some responsibility, because like I said, he does. But I hate the fact that Kenny refuses to take any responsibility at all. But but he does see Robbie as a leader, and I think that that is also a good moment. They've had good student, good mentee or mentor moments. Even then, and Robby kept repeatedly just being there for Kenny. Even Kenny pushed him away, and I think that that's also a good moment. But back to bad moments is that, um, and another bad moment. My third bad moment is them not showing any Robby and Kenny scenes um, together after part one. Uh, I would say that is not a good moment. I would
Right. In the
see,
whole show.
yeah, I would like to see some more
Okay,
moments with them.
I guess I'll go next.
All right.
Go ahead, Tony.
Um, the first good moment is the scene where Robby makes the choice to train Kenny. I think it was episode 3 of season 4. That
Yeah.
was a good moment. I also like this moment where Robby tells Kreese to give Kenny a chance in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell Robby does care about him.
Yeah.
The last good moment is in I think it was season 4 where before Robby and Kenny fight in the tournament, Robby's like or Kenny's thanking Robby for changing his whole life. Like he helped him a lot. And that was another good moment
Yeah.
between the two. That moment's the scene where Kenny silver bullets Robby in the brawl in season 5. I did not like that.
Yeah.
That pissed me off a little bit. I'm not lying.
Uh-huh.
Another moment I don't like is well, it's the same moment because these two scenes are kind of similar. It's the scene in episode 4 in the water park where Kenny doesn't listen to Robby, and
Oh,
then there's also
yeah.
another moment later in the season where Kenny gets mad at Robby for training Anthony. So they're similar moments. The last bad moment is like you said, Melissa. They completely destroyed the whole mentor thing with Robby and Kenny. That's the thing I will say about this show is that I don't know what happened in the writers' room in season 6, but they completely bamboozled almost every relationship and interaction in season 6, including Robby and Kenny.
Yeah.
I think the last time they interact was the end of episode 1. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna even go more further in season 6. Season 6, I don't even want to talk about season 6, so I'm just gonna forget about it. Underground, you go next.
All right. Um. Um. First good moment is is was when was when Kenny was talking to Sean about who was bullying him and that he needed help in karate, and then Sean said don't worry about it, little bro. I know a guy who can help. That was a good moment right there.
Yeah.
Second moment is that Robby was a mentor to Kenny, and then third is when Kenny flipped off Silver. That was awesome.
That was great.
That
Oh
was
yeah.
awesome, in my opinion. Um, and three bad moments is that um Kenny stood up against Robbie, turned his back on Robbie is my second one.
Hmm.
And um and the one that you said, Melissa, that um Robbie kicked Kenny in the nose during the All Valley in season 4.
Yeah, yeah,
I have
that
a hot
was.
take.
Oh,
I
oh,
was just I have a hot take, Underground. Um, the
all right,
moment you
go on.
said that, the moment you said Robbie kicked Kenny in the face, what if I say that's not a bad moment? Like, obviously, it is messed up that Robbie kicked Kenny in the face, but in my opinion, that was the best version of Robbie, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, because
The
it
best
kind of
version.
was like an awakening for both of them.
For
That's the
me,
that's the Robbie. That's the Robbie we wanted in season 6. The one that kicked Kenny in the face. I don't know what happened, bro. Ah, one that kicked Kenny in the face. That Robbie I wanted to see.
I
But for right
mean,
now, like let's disservice all the characters and make them bad in season 6, including Kenny, obviously.
I
Every
mean,
season. What are you saying, around?
um, I said, I mean, I guess you're right about that.
Yeah, like every single character was done dirty in season 6. Like there's no good character in season 6 I can think of except for the new one. I mean, Sam was great in part 1, but after that, they just completely destroyed her character already. I'm like, okay, part 1 she was great, but then you completely destroyed her again. Like, I hate when they do this, bro. When you're doing a character, don't just do it good and then destroy it. Because I was actually happy when Sam was a good character in part 1. I was actually one of the people that was actually happy. And then part 2 came along, and I was like, okay, good job, Victory. You ruined her character. When I was just happy. And Robbie mentoring Kenny is great too. Like you pull up on it. It's great. You know, I love it. You know, I love
Yeah,
seeing Robbie mentor Kenny in season 4. Like I know I have season 4 as one of my weaker seasons, obviously, but the one thing that season 4 did good is the fact that Robbie was able to mentor a kid. Um, I do wish when before Robbie fought Axel, I kind of wish Kenny said something to Robbie like, you know, you got this, you could beat him or something like that. Because he had no lines in part 3.
yeah.
But that's all I have to say. I think it was great.
All right. Let's see.
Robbie seeing his past show up in season 4 Kenny that caused him to lose to Hawk. Yes, that is true. And Underground, the fact that you brought this up kind of annoyed me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie because
How so?
to this, huh?
Um, how so? I
Because to
mean,
this day,
why
Underground,
did
to this day, Robbie should have beaten Hawk in that tournament. I'm sorry. To this day, I don't know why. I just don't like it.
uh
I agree. Stranger Things expert. I agree with that. I
uh
actually agree.
season 4 the show started to have issues.
Yes, I noticed it actually. I noticed the
A little
cracks.
bit of issues.
I noticed the cracks. I'm sorry. I love this show so much, but I noticed the crack when I was watching season 4. That's when I noticed it. The first 3 seasons were pretty good. Like obviously season 2 is not my favorite, but at least it was still enjoyable. Um, and even the chosen one said that season 4 has a lot of problems. Which I agree. That's where the season gets annoyed. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean, I will say this. I will say this. I would have loved it if Robbie won the All Valley tournament. I would have, but we never would have got that beautiful moment between Robbie and Johnny if the way we got it, if that had happened. But
Okay.
hold on. But I mean, I do wish Robbie would have gotten one tournament win before the show ended. How we got it,
Okay.
where we got it. Hold on. How we got it, where we got it, where we got it, whatever we got it. No, you know, I do wish Robbie would have gotten at least one tournament win.
Okay.
But
Can
my
I say something real quick?
hold on. But with my biggest issue is that we have Hawk win against Robbie, but they do nothing with that. They do nothing with Hawk after that, and that's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
And that they do they nerf Hawk so badly. It's not funny. Like, come on. They treat him like he's like he's not like he's that there's no need for him to be there anymore. And it's like, come on, they treat his character like he's nothing more than a punching bag. And like, come on, they could have done so much with that. And and I would have been fine, like I said, I would have been fine with Hawk winning if they did something with it, but they did nothing with it. And I would have loved, and before anyone says anything, I would have loved it if Robbie won. I would have loved it if he won a tournament or the we had 3 of them and they couldn't give him one. I mean, come on.
Okay. Okay, can I bring up the Johnny and Robbie moment real quick? Because I'm kind of getting annoyed with people now. I'm sorry. The Johnny and Robbie moment is good, but it makes no sense. I'm sorry. If you actually pay attention, it makes no sense for Robbie to go to Johnny because Johnny has never tried to get Robbie out of Cobra Kai before that. If you actually pay attention to the show, he's never tried. So it makes no sense. The only person that Robbie should have went to apologize is Daniel because he hasn't tried.
Well, I mean,
So I'm
did
sorry, Master. It's just a sad truth.
he did in season 5, and we got that great moment in season 5 where Robbie comes home.
Yeah, but it's not earned. That's my problem with it. It's not earned. You don't just put it there.
Even Jacob says that was the best moment, and that was well deserved.
I know it's a good moment. I'm not denying the fact. I just don't like the way they executed it because before that, when has Johnny actually tried finding Robbie on Cobra Kai?
I mean, don't forget, it's also possible too is that Johnny recognizes that he is his father's son, so he wouldn't have listened anyway.
And that's why I'm glad you brought up Stranger Things Expert. Season 4 is the season where it has problems because I noticed a lot actually. And also Robbie, if there's a tournament that Robbie should have won, it's season 4. I don't care what anyone says. The second guy,
I agree. I would have loved for Robbie to win season 4. I would have loved for him to win any tournament.
I think season 4 makes the most sense.
Hold on. But I would have, the thing that I hate the most is that, they had Hawk win, but they did nothing with it. And I would have and if they had Robbie win the Sekai Tekai, it would have been, I would have loved that. I would have loved that even more. Any tournament at all, I would have loved for Robbie to win, but they didn't do that.
Okay, but when it comes to storytelling, storytelling wise, right? Season 1, it makes sense for Miguel to win season 1. If Miguel never won, Reese would have never came back. Season 4, I think it makes the most sense because they build up Robbie winning the All Valley in season 4 throughout so many scenes. The Sakai Takai, I understand why it's Miguel. Miguel is the main character. I get it. I kind of understand why they did it with Miguel. So out of all the tournaments, the one that makes the most logical sense is season 4, and they didn't do it. If they had Robbie win in season 4 probably would have been my favorite season.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, I would have loved it if Robbie had won the tournament. Season
And
4.
then Underground, that profile picture you have right now, I don't think I mentioned this on my good moments, but that was another good moment.
Yeah, it was honestly. That was in season 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in season 4.
Yeah.
Cobra.
Did you go underground? Is it your turn?
I think I already went.
Okay. What's the next
I
topic?
think I did. That's all I had.
Oh.
Yeah, you're Underground.
What's up?
Man, I know this is a Robbie and Kenny show. You know what? You know the one thing that pisses me off about the show still to this day?
Huh? Well, what's up?
And Hawk, bro. Hawk. Everyone keeps mentioning Hawk, Hawk, he used to be a good character back in season 1. I actually liked him in season 1. The way they build up the whole Eli to Hawk, really good. Season 2, you start his villain arc. Season 3, he gets worse. And then season 4, he gets a redemption arc. And then season 5, they completely said, hey, let's take a break from this character. He ends in season 4,
Yeah,
That's
I don't know what the hell happened after season 4.
Cobra Kai has the Stranger Things effect. And not what I mean by that is they add way too many characters. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say they add way too many characters.
Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with Hawk's character winning in season 4, but my biggest issue is that they did nothing with it.
That's because they add way too many characters. That's why it's an issue. Stop adding characters. Just focus on the ones you have.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry, Charleston.
Yeah, no.
But my biggest issue, in the Sakai is that they didn't even set up the Hawk and you robbery.
You see, and I'm glad you brought it up, Underground. I'm gonna talk about this, right? You set up Yoon as a character, right? You set him up, it's cool. What I would have done is I would actually bring Yoon in season 5, not season 6, but season 5. He comes in season 5. You set up the rivalry between those two. You have Yoon fight Hawk in episode 8, and then Hawk loses, right? Which makes sense for the story. And then, let's just say, and then you build that up in season 6. We see more of Yoon, obviously, and then throughout season 6, you build up the rivalry even more. And then the point that Hawk got on Yoon in episode 9 would be earned. It would feel earned because they had that rivalry since season 5.
Right.
I'm sorry, this show has way too. I don't know, man. Season 4 was the last season where I noticed the cracks, but I love season 5. Don't get me wrong. I think season 5 is a great season, but there's a lot of problems in season 5 too. That's why I have it below season 1. I think season 1 is better. And then you got season 4, which that had so much potential. I mean, it's not a bad season. It's still a good season. Season 3, best season. Season 2, pretty decent. And then you got season 6, which season 6 is non-existent. Okay, it's non-existent. Only part 3 is, and that's it. Part 3 is the only part that's existed. The other episodes, I'm gonna pretend they never existed. So we start with episode 11. You agree with me, Underground?
Yes and no. On
Because I don't
on
know, man, it's sad underground because I remember
in
a year
some
before
point,
season 6, I was so excited for season 6, and it
yeah.
completely went away. Now listen, I love Cobra Kai. Like, I know there's some people who think I hate the show because I don't like season 6, which that's not even true. I love the show, but just because the show is good doesn't mean there's not a bad season. There's at least one bad season in Cobra Kai, which is season 6, obviously. The other seasons are pretty, like you can enjoy the season. I think I gave part 1 a 5 out of 10. It's so bad. I'm sorry. Part 2 is a 6.5 out of 10. It's also pretty bad. And there is some good fights, but that's basically there's nothing in part 2 that I can like. Part 3 was the best part. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I think I'm gonna end it oh at the oh what hour mark.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
and then my only issue with part 3, and I saw the Chosen One live, and I kind of understand a little bit now. Like before, I was okay with it. Now thinking about it, because I actually recently rewatched part 3. I do not like the fact that Sam dropped out of the psychiatric. At first, I was okay with it. I was like, okay, it makes sense. But after rewatching, I'm like, okay, season 4 Sam would have never dropped out. She would have continued that whole term. Okay, you completely
I
ruined
think
the character that
she
I
had
don't like
to.
actually.
I think she had to.
Like I don't like Sam that much. Like I told people that I'm not really a huge fan, but at the same time, I can understand why people don't like the fact that she dropped out. I understand it's an issue. I can admit it's an issue. I'm not going to deny it's an issue. Like, and also Tori. Okay, Tori's another camera girl. Tori would have told Sam to not drop out. She would have convinced her to not drop out. I guarantee you, if the writers were good writers, yeah, she would convince her to keep going.
Right, but how do they do that without like because Tori had bigger issues to fight for than Sam did, with her mom and everything. How do you get Sam to fight without without her disregarding Tori's issues? They without
Okay, but that's another issue I have. Also, is
either
that
one
after
of
part
them,
one,
without either one of give it, without either one of them, like because Sam probably would have lost to Tori on purpose, and that again robs them both of the chance to have a fair fight on the mat, both physically and emotionally.
that's why I'm gonna bring up another problem I have with the show, or especially season 6, that the writers keep contradicting themselves. In part 1, Sam literally said that she wanted closure, and then in part 3, they completely forgot about that. And I'm like, okay, you can contradict yourself by forgetting that moment. I'm sorry,
Well,
did
not
in part 1?
necessarily, because Sam did acknowledge that in part 3 that when she was talking to
Yeah, but
Daniel.
that's part 3, most. I'm talking about part 1, and this is another issue. I think there's different writers in part 1 and part 3 because I did notice a lot of issues in part 1 and part 3. Is that in part 1, whenever there's a moment, they build it up, and then in part 3, they just completely forget about it. It never existed. There's different writers in part 1 and part 3. Clearly, it's not the same writers because if it was, they would have remembered that Sam wants to win for closure, but they don't remember that.
But how does that compare to Tori fighting for her mom?
I mean, you could still have Tori like, and honestly,
I mean, it's like
I
it's like
hate the fact that every character needs to drop out.
it's like when you hear that, it's like Sam still probably would have lost to Tori on purpose, and it's
That
like
is okay. Hold on.
that,
I want to bring up another point that kind of annoyed me a little bit.
and again
People
that
keep getting
robs
mad.
Tori
People
and
keep
Sam
getting
of a
mad.
fair fight
I
physically.
understand most. Here's the thing: people keep getting mad that if Sam loses to Tori, everyone's gonna start throwing a rage fit. Which, okay, just because Sam lost doesn't mean she's a bad fighter. She lost. Okay, who cares? This is her only fair loss in the show, actually. Which is
Well, it wouldn't have actually been a fair loss because she would have lost to her on purpose.
no, she wouldn't. She would have put up a good fight and she would have lost.
Not really.
Sam cannot always be better than Tori. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep saying this to
Not
the Sam.
really because she knows Tori lost her mom. And that's why she's fighting. That is what Tori's fighting for. She would have felt sorry. She would have felt bad for her. And
Here's the thing, Melissa, that I'm kind of getting annoyed with the Sam fans. I'm gonna be honest. I think the reason why people don't want Sam Tori to fight because they can't accept the fact that Tori is gonna be a better fighter than Sam in that moment. They can't accept that.
Honestly, I think they're both great fighters. I don't even keep
Yeah,
scoring.
but I'm just talking about if Tori beats Sam in that fight. People would get mad about it.
I don't get mad at it. But I'm just saying, you go back, you look at Sam as a character. Her personality, she would have lost. She would have thrown the fight if she fought.
So why didn't she do it in season 4?
She knows Tori's reasons for going into it. It's like she said to Daniel. It's like Tori has much bigger issues to fight for than I do.
Maybe season 4 Sam needs to do the same thing. She should have dropped down in season 4 because Tori needed it more in season 4. And you saw a scene with Tori.
She didn't lose her mom in season 4.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this show has a lot of problems. And that's my big issue. They don't know how to do it.
Tori's issues. She wasn't aware until season 5 when she went to Tori's apartment.
And also, that's another thing. People keep saying that Sam doesn't need to win because it's Miyagi-Do. So why does Robby need to win? He's Miyagi-Do too. So it's the same logic. Just because they say you can't win Miyagi, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, Robby.
All right, let's switch the subject. So I think that I think Robby and Kenny had the best relationship. I had one of the best mentor and mentees of the students.
Yeah, guys.
The next one would be Tori and Devin.
Yeah, guys. It's now the 1 hour mark. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for being on. I appreciate it, and next week is episode 61.
Yeah.
The Sam and Johnny show.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go on a big rant then next week because I got something to say about that one. There's some scenes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you guys want to hang out backstage after the live is over? Or
I actually can't underground because I have to go to work early. I have to get up early tomorrow. I have to go to work.
okay.
So I'm gonna have to as soon as you end it, which I'm kind of glad that you ended it right here. I'm gonna have to hop off, but this was a really great stream. Really great. Yeah. This was awesome.
Yes.
All right, but I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Instagram. Okay. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Me too.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.